Hi everyone, so I've got 4 tips for you today about staying organised in G Suite. If you are busy working away from home and doing remote teaching and learning, or just working from your home, then these are some really good ways to help you stay organised or get organised within G Suite. So the first one I want to talk about is managing multiple G Suite accounts. So if you, like me, have a couple of different Google profiles, a personal one and a work one, then this is really important for you to be able to switch between them easily without getting permissions and things all messed up. So you'll notice up here that up in the menu for Chrome, I've got my little picture here, my little profile picture, and then underneath, because I'm currently in a G Suite app, I've got my larger picture there. And what I see most people doing is clicking on this and saying add another account and switching between here. When you do this, what you end up with is being signed into Chrome as one profile and being signed into your docs and things as another. This will confuse Chrome and it might not let you see the things that you are expecting to see. So to get around that, what you do is you set up your profiles from this menu up the top, click on this, and you're going to say add another user. Okay, so you can see here, these are all the different users that I've got and that I click on to go into these profiles here. And when I do click on it, it opens it into another window entirely, keeping things separate, which is awesome. Okay, so that's my first tip for you, is using managing your profiles in here. If you end up with a lot of them, you can actually manage them really easily by coming into your Google account. If you end up with a lot of them, you can manage them really easily with these settings here. Okay, my next tip for you is around bookmarking. And bookmarking is something that I use as one of my key organisational methods, I suppose. And I find it really useful. But what I did find at the start with my bookmarks bar is that some of them were taking up a lot of space. So for example, if I was to bookmark this blog post here by clicking on the star and adding it to my bookmarks bar, you can see that the words take up a lot of space there. If you ever look at the left, you'll notice that all of these ones here are just symbols without words because I recognize these symbols here. If I don't recognize it, I've left, so for example, I've made a folder of bookmarks, I've left that as the folder and just put a short name with it as well. So this one here, if I wanted to rename it, I can just right click on it, edit, and I can delete and put in a shorter one, whatever I want to do, and save, and that will update it there. Another way that I really like to use bookmarks is to make a list of docs within a folder that I use often. So not only am I bookmarking to places on the greater web, but I'm also linking to things within my own Google Drive to make it really easy for me to navigate between them, or certain topics that are going on at the moment. So this is all about remote learning. So some of them are files within UTB and some of them are places online that I think are relevant and interesting. Alright, so in my drive, you can see that I've got my folders and then my files. Now sometimes I end up with a whole lot of random files sitting in here that haven't been organised into folders, and I like to keep my space quite tidy. So what I'll do is I'll quickly switch this over to grid view so that I can get a preview of all of these files, and I can move the important ones into the folders that they need to go to by right clicking, move to, or just dragging and dropping them into the folders. Once I've done that and got the ones that I want to keep, all the ones that I don't want to keep, I'm just going to click on the first one, scroll down, hold down the shift key and click on the last one to select them all. And I'm going to move these to a folder that I've created that I've called Archive. Now you don't have an archive in Google Drive, so you can delete things, of course you can, but you can also store them somewhere that's out of sight, out of mind, because if you've got an education account, you've got a massive amount of storage. So instead of deleting, move them to that. You can't see them anymore, but they're there. So if you were to search for a file, it will still be there for you. Another tip I have for you within Drive is to use colors on your folders to help them to stand out. So to do that, you click on the file once to select it, right click, change color, and choose the color that you want it to be. You'll also notice that this is in alphabetical order, except for Science Journal, which has an emoji at the start, which has bumped it to the top of the list. So to do that, that's just about how you rename it. You can also use symbols from your keyboard for that. So I'll come right click and rename. If you put a symbol on it, that will bump that to the top. Okay, if you want to use an emoji, really simple, same thing, come to rename, choose where you want it to be. I have an emoji extension in Chrome, so if I click on emoji extension here, I can choose one of these and you can see it's gone straight in. Okay, and that has bumped it to the top as well. So those are my tips for in Google Drive and keeping it organised, and using the side panel to quickly create events or have tasks, using multiple G Suite accounts within Chrome, and bookmarks for organisation too. This drawing you can access by following this link, and this is linked to some slides about how you can do this, as well as a blog post. This is linked to a blog post all about bookmarks, and this one is also linked to another blog post. So I hope you've enjoyed those tips, and I hope there's something that you can use to help you be more efficient in your working. Let us know in the comments what you've liked or what you think you could use, and do feel free to share it out with your students and your colleagues or anybody you think could benefit from a little bit of organisation in their Google Suite tools.